Let me ask this now. When you do have a situation where a teacher does identify that a student is experienced or is going through a pretty significant trauma that is adversely impacting that student's ability to participate in the classroom effectively and stay on task and things like that, what are some next steps that that teacher should take? Who should they be bringing into the process from there? How much is it in terms of reaching out to internal people in the school versus getting some external help from professionals?
So I like to use what I call a differ scale, which is, duration, intensive frequency, and then we have how disruptive is it to family, education, and relationships, right? So if we're pretty high on that differ scale with everything, we say, okay, this kid is going through something. And at this point, we need outside help. We can't ask the teacher to be the psychologist. That's not fair. Um, so at that point, it depends what the school has available. If there's school counseling, if there's an outside therapist that's going to work with the school. But the more you have a team, right? The more everybody's talking together and the more we're all on the same page, the more the parents know, and the more the parents see that you're not coming from a place of blaming, right? You know, it seems like, Johnny's having a really hard time with the divorce. I'm not saying this that what the mom might hear is you're a bad mom. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying
Yeah.
is Johnny's having a hard time with a life experience that a lot of kids go through. And we all want to help him. So let's have a communication circle and make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all on team helping Johnny. We're not on team punishing Johnny, getting mad at Johnny, even diagnosing Johnny. We're on the team of helping Johnny because that's the difference, right? Between resilience, between something happening to you and it breaking you and something helping you bounce back or bounce forward is that support. Like all the adults around you got you. This is really hard. We believe you and we're all going to help you through it. So the more there's communication and the more the school really makes time for that communication. Like if the school says we value parent teacher communication, but then they don't free up the teacher's time to ever talk to parents, then they don't, right? Where you put your money is where you put your values. So if you're like, we pay teachers to call parents, we have a free period for the teacher to go and call parents, and every so often we have a logbook to see when the teachers are calling and what the content of the conversation was, then you really do value that. If there's a school counselor that can run point on that, if there's an outside therapist. But to me, once we're at the high end, if the differ scale is like 0 to 7, once we're at the high end, like once we're like at sevens in a lot of things, then we're saying, okay, then we need outside help. Like even school counseling is not going to be enough. We need a therapist. If we're lower on that scale, then we say perhaps school counseling is enough. If we're even lower, perhaps we can try some home teacher intervention together. It really depends just how disruptive is it.